What is going on, everybody? Welcome to Saturday, the 15th of May, 2021. Oh my gosh, who's been watching the news? We don't have to wear a mask in stores. Not all stores. Some stores are going to still make you do it, even though the very same stores that were making you do it did it because the CDC said you should do it. Now they say you shouldn't, and they say no, we'll still do it. Wow. Anyhow, welcome to today. If you're new here, do me a favor, make sure you subscribe, hit that subscribe button below. Don't forget to ring the bell, turn on all bell notifications so that you're notified every time I go live like this, because we're live. That's awesome. Unless you're watching this later on, and to you it's not live. But for right now, on this Saturday morning, to you guys that are listening live, it is live. All right, James, let's see what's going on. Let's get right into this, buddy. Raring to go. It's my Saturday entrepreneurial fix. I note the words to build, not just given, but work for overtime. Yes, very true. It's interesting because I'm having ads pop up on my screen, and it has to do with what I'm talking about. Man, YouTube knows you well. What do we got for weather-wise? Let's see what we got for weather-wise. Weather. Weather is, what is weather? 67, James. What the heck? You got 75, I got 67. However, our house is almost done in Texas, and it looks like it's going to be done next month. So let's see what the weather is there in Texas. I'm going to get on with the subject matter in just a second. Don't worry about that. Christine Carmines, what is going on, girl? Haven't seen you for a while. Now, looks like in Texas it's going to be 81, James. So what about that? Christine, tell me what you've been doing. I want to know what you've been working on, girl. I hope you've been working. Hope you've been doing stuff. So today we're going to talk about the 12 ways to build entrepreneurial skills. These are things that I think matter a whole lot. And help me keep an order of this, because I may have 12, 14, I may have 15, I may have 10, I don't know. I think I got around 12. But I want to share with you today. I think they're going to be really super helpful. However, if you've got a question, anything about starting, running, and growing online businesses, put it in that chat section. I will read it. I'll respond to it right now. You're going to get free counseling. Hey, you just don't always get free counseling, right? But anyhow, I put together these things. I thought they were pretty interesting. I hope you think they're interesting too. But I think they're going to be helpful to you. I'm pulling up some of my notes here now. The first thing I'm going to tell you guys is always be learning. Always be learning. That's number one. Always be learning. Okay, you can't get to a point being an entrepreneur and saying, I know it all, because you don't. And here's why you don't. It constantly changes. I resisted so many things in the beginning. I remember pop-ups. I hated pop-ups. Pop-ups on website drove me crazy. And I hated them. And I said, I'm not doing those because I don't like them. And that was the stupidest thing I could have done, because I finally learned that just because I don't like them doesn't mean they don't work. I put pop-ups on my last email campaign, and over a period of 9 days, the one pop-up that I put on there generated $39,000. $39,000. I don't like pop-ups, and I resisted them for years. How much did that cost me? Always be learning. Always be learning. That's the first thing I'm going to tell you today. Number two is really crucial, and it's something I'm doing right now. Always help other people. Always help other people. Now, you cannot spend your entire day helping people for free. You can't do it. That doesn't mean you shouldn't help some people some of the time for free. If Zig Ziglar said this. What was it he said? You'll get all of what you want in life if you help enough people get what they want. That is so true. It's never been truer. Paul says, share this with friends, and they're loving it. Oh, good. I'm glad. Thank you so much. Looking good here in Hot Springs, 80 degrees. Everybody's got me beat on temperature. But you know what? Here's the deal. It's May gray. If you've never been to San Diego in May, it gets friggin' cold. You got May gray and you got June gloom. And everybody's thinking, oh, those are the warm months. Those aren't the warm months here, guys. It's different. Marketing. What did your pop-up say? Oh, I'm going to tell you what my pop-up says. It says, wait, or it said, stop, don't leave. Get an additional 10% off your order right now. Use this code. That's what it was. It was just something saying, hey, I'll give you 10% more off. That's it. And that one thing generated me $39,000 and some change. But that one thing, if I hadn't put that there, now how do I know that? How do I know it generated that amount of money? Because the sales that came in that used that code told me so. So those people, and this was an exit intent pop. That meant these people were leaving the page and were not going to buy. They were not going to buy. They had decided they weren't going to buy, and then that popped up, and they used that code and they purchased. $39,000. Pretty interesting, right? So anyhow, number 2 is help other people. Number 3, this is pretty interesting, guys. Network with like-minded people. Network with like-minded people, okay? So whether it's attending an event, whether it's being on my live right now, you guys are on my live right now, and you're participating. I love that. You guys are asking cool questions. You're doing good comments. Let me jump into that, and I'm going to talk right about this networking. It says, simple but effective. Yeah, it was, Richard. And it doesn't have to be like earth-shattering, something new that nobody's ever done before. Certain things are proven and they work. And I'm sure a discount pop-up has been around for years and years and years. But just because it's been around and you know about it, if you don't use it, it doesn't matter. You're not going to get anything out of it if you don't use it. Love the idea that you're teaching how to become a servant leader entrepreneur. How many pop-ups did you test? You know, I didn't do a test on this particular one, Paul, because I've done a similar one before and I tested that and I knew it would work, or I felt like it would work, and it did in a big way. I mean, it did in a big way. I mean, 39 grand. 39 grand, guys, that's not bad money. And no, that's not millions of dollars, but you know, I didn't send it out to millions of people either. So it was well worth it. And a like from me, JR, for your consistency. Thank you so much, Canadian entrepreneur. You're honest to God, you have no idea how much that means to me. I think I'm 47 subscribers away from 5,000, which puts me into the fame bit. 5,000 is a big thing for me. I mean, I don't get paid any money for it or anything, but I like it. I mean, it tells me I've gotten through to some people. And number 3, network with like-minded people like we're doing now, this live right now. Go to events, go to conferences, go to seminars, go to meetups. You know, I did a meetup here in San Diego for 2 years. 2 years solid. I think it was twice a month I did this meetup. Yeah, twice a month. And I just helped businesses. Now, they had to pay a fee, but it was a very small fee, and they could come in there and ask questions, sit in a room, and learn stuff. Do stuff like that, guys. That's number 3. Number 4 is, this is something that so many people resist, is develop sales skills. Number 4, develop sales skills. Sales skills are probably one of the most important talents to become an entrepreneur, heck, to becoming a good human being, than anything else in the world. Now think about this. People say, well, I don't want to be a salesperson. I'm too honest for that. You're missing the point. Being able to sell just means communicating an idea that you want to get people to buy into. A politician is definitely a salesperson. A teacher is a salesperson. They're trying to convince you of this information. A preacher is a salesperson. You know, selling is really just convincing people of your idea, putting a good argument out there so that people agree with you. That's a great skill to have. There's nothing better than that. I mean, if you're a parent, right? If you're a parent, you're a salesperson. You're trying to convince them to brush their teeth. You're trying to convince them to eat healthy. You're trying to convince them to study. If you don't have sales skills, you won't be able to do it. You're not going to be a good parent. You've got to have good sales skills. I was talking to my son yesterday, and he's in a hospital setting, and he has patients that are really near death, and he has to talk them down. He had one guy yesterday who's 21 years old and was supposed to get a lung transplant, and the lungs didn't come in, and he told my son, he goes, I just want to die. I don't want to live any longer. And Patrick talked him out of it. He talked him out of it, explained to him why he wasn't going to die on his shift. He was going to be there to help this guy, and he was going to be there for him, and he gave him all the reasons. Those are sales skills. He told me, he says, Dad, I sold him on the fact that he should live. I mean, that's pretty important stuff, don't you think? Don't you think? I think that's number 4, right? Is that number 4? Yes, that's number 4. Develop sales skills. What did Harvey Mackay said? Harvey Mackay wrote a sales book, if you don't know. To me, job titles don't matter. Everyone is in sales. The only way we can stay in business is to sell something. That's it. That's the only way you're going to stay in business. If you don't sell something, everything stops. There's no more important person than a salesperson. Let's see. Wow, JR, 6 thumbs up already. Thank you so much. Where is you, JR? You ain't loud and clear in Savannah. Got tech problems today? No, it's working well here. I don't know if anybody else can't hear me well. Let me know. I haven't anybody say anything. So hopefully it's working well. Paul says, what events do you like for networking? Did you go to Nate's event, and are you going to do meetup in Texas? I probably will start an event in Texas, yes. I think it's nice. It's midway in the United States. I think a lot of people could get to it. So yeah, I recommend the one I'm going to do, but there's a lot of good ones out there. All kidding aside, it's really getting around like-minded people. I don't think there's one event that's better than the other. I think the problem with events is a lot of people go there to see what they can get out of it. I go to an event to see what I can contribute to it. If I go to an event and I try to contribute to it, I want to be the person that people go away saying, hey, I learned a lot from that one guy. That was really useful. That's my goal is. Now, as an ancillary side effect, I probably will get something out of it too, but that's not why I go. I never want to go to an event and come back and go, that was a crappy event. There was nothing there for me. No, my goal when I go to an event is to contribute. I want to be a contributor. If I'm a contributor, in many cases, I'll pick up business. I'll pick up clients. I'll have people who enjoy it. I'll pick up subscribers for my channel. So my goal when I go to an event is to help other people. That's it. That should be your see. If you make that your goal when you go to an event, guess what? You'll never go to a bad event, ever. You'll never go to another bad event. How about that? How about that way of doing it? What would you suggest is the best way to sell a 100% natural skin patch for diabetes? Wow, that's a lot of information there. You know, it's really difficult when you're doing anything that's health related because you run afoul of the government, and making claims that it's going to do something can be very difficult. You know, you can have testimonials and stuff like that, but before and after and all that, and saying you're going to cure stuff, I'd be very careful in that, and that would take me probably days, if not weeks, to research. So I don't want to give you a quick answer and say, do this, it's going to work, because that would take some research. It really would. Sales, The System by Eric Lothholm, my next book to read. Don't know that one. Could be a great one. Don't know that one at all. Sounds very interesting. What's my next one? Number 5. Number 5 is, what did I put for number 5? Is, who do you respect? Who do you respect? And then once you respect this person, learn from them. Now, everybody says, well, I want to go out and get a mentor. That's what I want. I got to get me a mentor. The thing about mentors is, first off, people, not too many people want to just mentor you for free. I mean, they've got to worry about their own business. And I've had so many people over the years say, will you be my mentor? If I was a mentor to everybody who said, please be my mentor, I would never get anything done but mentoring. Nothing. So you can find somebody online that's putting out good content, and you can listen to them and follow their advice. That's what I would tell you to do. And I would tell you to only follow the advice of people who are actually doing what you want to do and getting good results, and they're still doing it. Don't listen to somebody who said, at one point, I did drop shipping. Let me tell you how to do drop shipping, but I don't do it anymore. Don't listen to that advice, because there's a reason they're not doing it anymore. Okay. So find somebody that you respect and listen to what they have to say and do that. I've got number 6 now. I think I'm doing right. Number 6. Number 6 is learn to communicate better. Communication skills are so very important. And I don't mean just talking. I mean writing sales copy. I mean writing emails. I mean writing sales pages. I mean doing videos. Communication skills are so very important. It's been proven that the majority of the people in prisons have a very limited vocabulary. They cannot communicate well. When you can't communicate well, when you can't get your point across, you get frustrated and you get angry, and a lot of times you get physical if you can't communicate well. There's a frustration factor if you don't have an open vocabulary that you can pick from a lot of words to describe how you feel. If you can describe how you feel to other people and get that point across, and you're good at it, you'll be less frustrated in life. You really will. And I think that's number 6 if I'm counting. Let's see. Yes, that's number 6. Okay, I got to keep my count here. But so learning those communication skills, guys, they are so very important to what you're doing. Number 7, do something free. Do something free. That's what I'm doing right now. Now, some of you will argue and you'll say, well, you're not doing it free because, you know, you get ads that run on your videos and you actually make money off that. I'm sorry, I can't help that. However, I am doing this video for free. I don't get paid to sit here and talk to you on this Saturday morning. I love doing it. I love doing it. It's great. But do some stuff for free. Every now and then pick somebody to give them some help and do it for free. Don't charge them anything. You can't do that all the time. You can't do that all the time, but you got to do it some of the time. Because you can't do it all the time doesn't mean you should never do it. That's how people justify it. They go, well, I can't do that. If I did that, it would eat up my whole day. Well, then don't have it eat up your whole day. Just do some of it. But do some. Give back some. Super important that you do that. That's number 7. I think I'm to number 8 now, if I'm correct. And if you're coming along with me and following along, let me know. And James, let me know if that sound is right too. I want to make sure the sound is right. Number 8, watch your money. Watch your money. I see too many people will have a good month or a good week or a good year and they blow a lot of money. I don't blow a lot of money. I do like nice things, but that doesn't mean that everything I buy is nice. That doesn't mean I have to have the best of every single thing that's out there. Every now and then I reward myself and I get some nice stuff. But for the most part, you know, I eat pretty reasonable. Every now and then I go to a super fancy restaurant and spend hundreds of dollars. Very rarely. I just don't do that. I can't justify it. I have a hard time with that, okay? I know if I go to Ruth Chris and get a $50 steak, it's going to be good. But $50 for a steak is a lot of money. I also know I can go to Costco, and I can do it without a mask as of today. That's pretty cool. But I can go to Costco, and for $50, I can get 4 or 5 steaks, filet mignons, prime, for the same price. So watch your money. Don't always just blow your money because you have money. I remember my son, when he was little, wanted something, and I think I told this story the other day, and I said, no, you can't have that. And he said to me, Dad, you have the money. You can afford this. You can afford this. You have the money. And I said, son, if I bought every single thing that I had the money for, pretty soon I wouldn't have any money. You can't say, well, I've got the money for this, so I'll buy it. Every now and then you got to say no. You just got to say no to yourself, your kids, you know, whatever, your wife, your husband. You got to say, no, we don't want to spend the money right now. We want to save our money. You should be accumulating more money every year. Your bank account should be going up. It shouldn't be going down. Your debt shouldn't be going up and your bank account going down. That's not the right direction. And you know what? When you hear it, you're probably going, well, yeah, that's common sense. Well, it is common sense, but people don't do it. Okay, that was number 8, I believe. Let's see. Yes, that was number 8. That was number 8. Now we're to number 9. We only got 12. Look, we're blowing through this pretty darn fast. Number 9 is promise yourself a gift later. Promise yourself a gift later. Here's what I mean by that. Have some delayed gratification. You don't always need to have gratification right now. Okay, put things off. Give yourself a vacation a year from now or 2 years from now. Here's a thing I found on Elon Musk, the founder of Tesla, Solar City, SpaceX. He set himself a challenge to live only on $1 a day to see if he had what it took to lead life as an entrepreneur. How cheaply could you live? A lot of people say, well, I want to be an entrepreneur because I want to live rich and I want to look rich and I want to have fancy cars and homes and all that stuff. I'm not saying you can't have that stuff, but that shouldn't be your goal. Your goal should be to live as cheaply as you possibly can and then slowly reward yourself for these other things as the years go on. Not weeks, not months, years. Okay, so right now I'm losing an audience because people are going, oh no, I want to make money right now. I need to make $1 million this year. You can't. It doesn't work that way. If anybody's telling you that, they're lying to you. It takes time and effort. However, you can achieve those things. Those things can be done. Let's see. What do we got? What do we got here? That was number 9, I believe. Was it number 9? Yeah. Okay. Elvis was broke when he died and had blown $400 million. Yeah, I'd say he lived a little extravagantly. Let's see, Richard Brown, and so was Michael Jackson. Yeah, they're making more off Michael. Well, Michael Jackson's estate is worth more now because he ain't spending no money. Okay, it's just making money now. James Breen, 1:15 and still no JR live stream in Savannah. Hope you're like me, JR. Make plans, but don't plan the results. See y'all Monday. Oh, I guess he's having a hard time there. Peace and blessings, everyone. Sorry for that, James. I mean, it's coming through fine. Everybody's got a good connection. So I don't know. Maybe it is your situation there. So that was number 9. Number 10 is don't do what is easy. Don't do what's easy. Okay. Too often we always go for the easiest part. Like, let's say you want to shoot a video on YouTube, and you want to do, and you know you should do a 10-minute video, but you go, you know what, I think I'll do a 6-minute video. And you know you should have an intro and an outro on your video, and you don't put that on there. You know you should do some SEO on it, but you really do it kind of half-ass. And you do it easy. You're not going to get the results that you want to get, guys. If you do it easy, you're just not going to get it. Let's see here. Canadian entrepreneur Richard Brown. Eric is one of my mentors. He is good, generous, consistent, and affordable. He has free stuff too, but I took him up on a couple offers. You should try if you want to build your sales skills. Okay, cool. So that's number 10. Don't do what's easy. Okay. Albert Einstein said this. It's not that I'm so smart. It's just that I stay with problems longer. He didn't quit. Okay. He didn't quit. There's something to be said about that. Now we are up to number 11. This is a big one. Let me get a sip here before I tell you what this is. Number 11. Start an online business. I don't care what your skills are. I don't care what your talents are. There is the internet. Have you heard of it? Sure you have. You're listening to me right now. The ability to make money online is the easiest that it's ever been. I mean, there's never been anything like the internet. My entire income is dependent on the internet. Think about that. My survival food company, my courses, my YouTube channel, my live training is dependent on the internet. I don't want you to go in 25 years and tell your great-grandchildren or grandchildren, yeah, there was a thing called the internet and everybody was making money on it, so I chose to ignore it. I chose to say, nah, I mean, it looks really good, but I think I'm just going to ignore it. Here's the truth, okay? Richard Branson said this. This is a quote from him. You don't learn to walk by following the rules. You learn by doing and by falling over. You need to start a business, and it's going to fail. Parts of it are going to fail. Parts of my business fail all the time, but I have enough good parts that support it. There's really nothing like real world experience in starting a business. There's nothing like it. When you run a business, okay, or you run something full time, you're going to have the ability to learn skills that you would have never learned. You know, I forced myself to learn more accounting stuff, more marketing stuff, all these different things because I'm running an online business. It makes me learn these things. Let's see here. Paul said, I like to invest in experience and not things. That's a very good point, Paul. I'm the same way. I love to get back to Rome with my wife. Yeah, I don't buy a lot of jewelry. You don't see jewelry. I mean, I got my wedding ring. Got to wear that. Got my Apple Watch because it helps me out with my fitness and talking to it and all that stuff. But why do I need a bunch of jewelries and diamond stuff? What do I need that for? I don't need it. I just don't need it. I did start buying into Bitcoin, but I didn't buy Bitcoin. I take that back. I don't have any Bitcoin. I have cryptocurrency, and I bought some, I think, good cryptocurrency. I'm working on that. But anyhow, it's a little off track. So have an online business. Number 12. This is a big one. And I thought about this. I thought about what to call it. And here's what I chose to call it. Don't be a sheep. Don't be a sheep. Because the herd is going in one direction just means that the herd's going in one direction. It doesn't mean that the herd's going in the right direction. Elon Musk is a prime example of that, and I know I bring him up a lot, but he always goes against what everybody else is doing. I watched a video about him the other day, and he was predicting how many sales he could do. He did 500,000 deliveries in 2020, and he wants to do 750,000 in 2021, and that's a 50% increase, which is a good goal, and he can do it. And he has the marketing in place. He has built the company. He has the products, but there was a problem. He took that and he projected it out for a few years, and he figured out something. He figured out the fact that he wouldn't be able to get enough batteries because he was buying these batteries, and there wouldn't be enough batteries to fuel his growth. And the reason was that the people who are manufacturing batteries were doing tabs in their batteries. And what tabs are is there's layers in a battery, and these tabs communicate with each layer, and that's what stores the energy. And this gets a little complicated, so I won't get into it. But what he did is he got his team together and he says, how can we produce these batteries faster? And they said, well, if you didn't have the tabs in there, that's what takes so long, is for these, these layers to communicate through these tabs. He goes, well, what if we did it without tabs? And they said, well, that's never been done. He says, let's figure it out. And they did. And he came up with what's called a tabless battery. And along with two other battery manufacturers, he'll have enough batteries now to fuel his company, because he didn't become a sheep. He didn't let people say, well, this is how batteries are manufactured. This is how it's done. This is why it takes so long. And he's like, well, let's not do it that way. Let's not do it the way that everybody else has done it before me. Let's do it differently. And they did. And now he can grow his company. So when he runs into obstacles and he hears that there's a problem, he's like, okay, well, let's just fix it. Let's fix it. Is that what you do? Or are you a sheep? Do you follow what everybody else is doing? Do you listen to what everybody else tells you when they say you can't do something? I mean, if that man had listened all along the way when people told him he couldn't do something, holy crap. I mean, he's got rockets going out into outer space and dropping them off and using them again. They said that can't be done. They said that can't be done. And he said, well, I'm not a sheep. I'm not going to do what everybody else is doing. I'm going to do what I want to do, and I'm going to ignore what you people tell me I can't do. Do you do that? Do you do that? You got to think about that. Let's see here. And I got to tell you, when I started my survival food company, it was really pretty interesting, because I had a lot of people, oh, somebody just came to my door. I had a lot of people say, JR, I know you're doing good and I know you're making money, but what if it fails? What if, you only make money for 2 or 3 years, and then it all goes away? And I thought about that, so I started a lot of other things. But my answer to them was, at least for 2 or 3 years, I'm doing what I want to do. And if it lasts longer, it lasts longer. So far, I've been doing this 11 years. Okay. And we've made a lot of money, made a lot of progress. But, too many people say, well, gosh, then you won't have a job. I say, I can always go get a job. Somebody will hire me to do something, right? Don't be a sheep. This is the biggest one I'm going to tell you today. Just don't be a sheep. What was the movie? 2008, The Big Short. It's a movie that depicted how several opportunist entrepreneurs and investors managed to profit in the 2008 financial crisis by going against popular opinion. Popular opinion is just that. It's opinion and it's popular. It doesn't mean it's right. Quit believing because the masses think something that it makes it right. It doesn't. Let me read some more of what you guys got going on here. Which cryptocurrency are you investing in? Ethereum, ADA. I do have ADA. Paul, as a matter of fact, let me tell you what I got here. I've got ADA. I've got Dogecoin. Surprise, surprise. And I got VET. So you can look up any of those. Those are the 3 I invested in. I'm not going to say how much. A little bit of money. Let's see. Cheers, Canadian. I'll keep in touch. Read the progress. Yes, I want to know, Richard. Honest to God, I love hearing about people's progress. Paul says, be sure to get out for lunch on Fridays to get a break. Haha. Don't be a sheep. Lions eat them. That's right. And I did go out on Friday and I posted. So I don't know if you saw that or not. Paul says, Elon seems like this century's Edison. No, I think he's way beyond that. I mean, Edison did a few things. Elon is changing the world. I mean, and Edison did in his own little way. Man, there's something about Elon. Elon can do all this and have a smile on his face and kid around and be on Saturday Night Live. I don't think Edison was a funny guy. I think Elon is funny. By the way, Edison, summer home in Fort Myers is an awesome experience for entrepreneurs. He was the first telecommuters with a dedicated phone line up north. Yeah, he was. No, he did a lot. And I think it's a little easier for Elon because he has access to technology now too. I mean, Edison had to invent some technology. There wasn't any. But Elon is really using technology to its maximum capability. And I think that's very, very important too. And by the way, I've made, let's see here, 4.41% on my cryptocurrency in 5 days. Now, if you can make 4.4% in 5 days, what is that annually, guys? 5 days, 5 into 365. Now, I know it won't. I know this is craziness, but this is how I figure stuff. That's 73 times 0.04. That's 292% on my money, yearly APR. So that's pretty good. Let's see here. What was the backup plan to Survivalcave if it had not gone the way you thought? I don't think I had one. I think I think what I thought was I'm going to sell stuff online, and one of my main products ended up being Survivalcave because I kind of fell into it. But I didn't stop there, and Paul, I have a lot of things I sell online now, and I have a lot of ways of marketing and doing it now. And now I teach marketing because I learned that. But I guess I kind of burned the bridge. I burned the bridge. I mean, I wasn't rude. I didn't, say bad things to my, company I work for or anything like that. But I didn't have a plan to go back. I didn't want a plan to go back. I didn't want a B plan. I wanted to make sure it worked. And that's kind of what I did. I jumped in the water without knowing how to swim. And believe me, I was not a swimmer. In real life, I'm actually a swimmer. I can swim. I'm just talking about the business world of selling stuff online. I mean, to this day, I can't type very well. I don't type right. I mean, I use like 2 or 3 fingers on one hand, 2 on another. But there was not a plan. There wasn't a plan. Guys, if you have any other suggestions, thoughts, questions, anything you want to ask, put it in that chat box. If you are watching this and it is after the live, okay, it's a recording, that doesn't mean we can't talk. What you'll need to do is put it in the comment section below the video. Also, in the description section, I have a lot of different links to a lot of things. Things I use, products I use, some of my courses, all these different things are available to you. So check that out in the description section. Don't forget to subscribe. If you haven't done so, the button down there, the subscribe button, will be red. If it's red, it's a warning. You need to click it, turn it gray. As soon as you do that, and do not wait, there's going to be a bell that's going to pop up next to the subscribe button. You want to ring it. Turn on all bell notifications so you're notified each and every time I go live or I upload a video. Now, this is very important because you won't miss anything. Plus, it saves you time because you don't have to go looking for videos going, hey, I wonder if he uploaded a video today. I wonder what he did. I wonder if he did a live. You don't have to waste your time doing that. Your time is immensely important. Okay, you have no idea. There's nothing more valuable to you than your time. So if you make sure you turn on those notifications, you won't have to worry about that. Christine says, hey JR, I'll email a little later with an update on my work and a question for the future. Sure, would love to hear it, Christine. And I know your rentals are doing well because California rentals, Christine has some rentals, but I know they're doing well now in California. I mean, it's crazy how well they're doing. If you had to look at a different field of endeavor to sell online, what would you be looking at? I think teaching people how to sell. I think that's probably the best skill that I could ever share with anybody. I have years of experience in selling. I actually was a professional speaker. I was on the road for 9 years. I trained automotive franchises across the country. I toured 8 months out of the year speaking to car dealerships. And I think sales is it. I think sales will always be it. I think the best politicians, the best preachers, the best parents, all of these people had one thing in common. They were great salespeople. I think selling is number one. If you know how to sell, it doesn't matter so much what your product is. You can take a mediocre product if you're a great salesperson and make a lot of money with it. McDonald's does that every day with hamburgers. Very mediocre product. They're great salespeople. They sell those burgers. So yeah, that's what I would say. That's what I would pick. Guys, this has been a lot of fun today. I've really enjoyed it today. Today, you know what we have to do today? I have a storage unit across town. And we have to go over there and purge because I got word that our closing date for our house is the 28th of next month. And that's pretty quick. So I've got just over 30 days to get everything together, get everything in this whole house boxed up, packed up, ready to go. So yeah, that's my goal today, is to get all that done, give away stuff, do whatever I need to do to get things going because I got a lot to get rid of. I really do. Guys, I really appreciate you being here today. It's been a great day. We had a nice crowd show up today. We had great comments in here. Please feel free to put more comments in here, more questions in here. You can do it in the chat as long as I'm live right now. As soon as this is not live, you can put it in the comment section. I'll come back and answer those. I answered a good 60 to 70 comments this morning. I went in there and hit all those. Let's see here. Did you do a book on selling when you were in that biz and doing a POD book? What would you use? POD book. I'm not sure if you mean the company. I do use Amazon now. They print up some of my books. Great American Food Shortage. They do print that one up, and it is a print on demand. However, I have inventory. I keep several hundred of those books in inventory, just for the fact that we ship them out from the office too. So we do that. Christine Carmines. Love you, girl. She says, thanks again. No problem. Here to help you out. Super as always. And thanks, JR Richard Brown, my man, Richard Brown. Paul says, have a blessed week ahead, gang. I will not be here tomorrow, guys. I'll be here. I'll be here. I just mean I won't be live on here, is what I mean. But I will be back on Monday through Friday, 9 a.m., Saturday, 10 a.m. Catch me live, helping you guys out, helping you start, run, and grow online businesses. Thank you so much for being here, guys. I really, really do appreciate every one of you very much. Love having